What up? How we doing? We are back. We are in action. I was gonna try to do another kind of like news kind of thing, but Pacers decided to be good last night, so we're back to square one on that one, right? Yeah. So today we're gonna do a tier list. We're gonna rank the NFL teams. Um, I'm gonna go based on last year, obviously. I don't know if we will do an F. We might do an F. We probably should do an F because there's a couple teams that probably belong in there. Yeah, I think we leave it how it is. Okay, all right, let's get started with it without further ado. All right, so I feel like the only two teams that really belong in the S tier are the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. They were better than the rest, and in fact, you know, I'm gonna put them first because they actually won the Super Bowl. In the A tier, I would put the Baltimore Ravens. They were, I believe, the second best team. They might have been third. I know, yeah, them and Buffalo are definitely up there. Obviously, the Ravens kind of smacked them around in the regular season, but the Buffalo kind of came back and got the job done in that one. I would say Detroit is definitely in that A tier. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and put anybody else. I think those were kind of like the elite of the elite last year. Um, well, we can put Vikings up here. Vikings were really good last year. They just, unfortunately, being in that division was just kind of crazy last season. On the B tier, I would say teams like Green Bay belong. Denver, I think, made a lot of good strides in the right direction. Um, who else was in the playoffs? Because that's really basically who we're going to put the rest of them pretty much here. You had the Rams in there. I know Tampa, I would argue they were more of a C than anything. I will put, based on regular season alone, I think I have to put Washington there. Yeah. Now, we'll give them A tier because they still made the conference championship. They still made the conference championship. I think Green Bay, Denver. I think that you could argue that the Rams are really the only B team in here. We'll throw the Steelers in there as well because there were spurts where they looked really, really solid. Actually, we'll put the Steelers down here. We'll put the Chargers up here. I think the Chargers looked better than the Broncos at points. I don't think that's going to happen this season, keep in mind. And then we'll put Tampa as well. Tampa had some moments where it looked really, really good. Okay, so the C tier are teams that were just kind of right? So I think Seattle is creeping in on that B tier, right? Because they were also a team that was really, really close to playoff, really, really close to it. The Colts were definitely C tier. I am sorry, Houston. Yeah, Houston belongs in that B tier for last year. That's on me. That one was on me. The Colts, I would put the Bengals in there. If they had defense, they would have been a lot better. Cardinals could go in there. Problem is the Falcons at times could have gone in there, but they really kind of ate crap towards the end there. So I think, and then I'm gonna throw Dolphins in that C tier as well. I think, yeah, I think that's fair. We'll put Dallas as well. They're right on the. They're right there. Okay, D tier teams. I think the Falcons are there. The Panthers are there. The Bears are there. 49ers probably would. I think most 49ers fans would admit that they were probably a D tier last year. Going off last year, I'll put the Saints there, and I think the rest of these teams are F. Top of the list on the F is the Titans. They were the worst team in football. That's why they had the first pick. Now, well, Jets have to be in that D tier. They were kind of in that little ballpark of these teams. In the Falcons, the thing is that they weren't like awful, awful. They just had moments last year where they were just kind of pooped the bed, and that was just meh. Yeah, I think that's a perfect tier list. You know, you have the Eagles and the Chiefs, who were definitely 1 and 2. The reason why I'm putting the Commanders, if I went off of regular season alone, the Commanders would probably be B tier. But honestly, getting to the conference championship, I think, puts you in that A tier. I think obviously you could have had Houston in there. Um, Houston was close there. Honestly, I didn't think they were really that great. I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think that they've done a lot of good things in the off season to kind of fix that O line issue that they've had. Yeah, that's been part of their problem for a little while. I think, I think that I like this. I'm just kind of quickly looking it over real quick to make sure that I don't think I need to make any adjustments. Pittsburgh, if I go by the first half of the season, they were a B team, but towards the end they just fell off. And kind of the same with Seattle, right? Seattle started off really, really hot. Then after they lost to the Lions, they kind of started taking things in the wrong direction. I think that F tier is about perfect. If I remember right, that's about the top 6 picks anyway. Um, Titans obviously were insanely bad. Browns obviously, they're paying Deshaun Watson. The Giants, Drew Lock had one good game, and that was probably the most exciting thing they've had all season. Jaguars, I think you're hoping Trevor Lawrence, comes back and deals with it. I really do think that the Patriots probably had the best chance here of flying up the list. I know the Raiders should be a lot better, but they are in a really, really tough division. I think Jaguars should be a little bit better. Titans, I would like to think, are going to be better. I hope. I still got to do that predictions video. What am I doing, guys? The Browns, I know they were kind of poop. They were really bad. That's just a fact, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with this because I think the Panthers that they were pretty close to being a team that would have been in that C tier if they would have played like they did towards the end of the season all year long. And the Falcons, yeah, they were just kind of on the struggle bus a lot. I'm gonna, I'm okay with the Bears being here because I don't think that they're in the that ballpark right now. Okay, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I spent a couple more minutes just kind of asserting my own prediction there and loving it. Yeah, but Men's Mental Health Month. Make sure to check on your people. That's really important. Um, I'm gonna try to make something for the Florida Panthers because they won the Stanley Cup, but I don't know enough about hockey to do that, so maybe I should just kind of leave it be, if that makes any sense. And yeah, we'll kind of see what happens on Sunday when it comes to the Pacers and the Thunder. That's been a really fun series for me. And then we're basically just going to be talking about baseball and the WNBA until football's back. Really, we're really on the edge of some unexciting sports, but that is completely fine. Either way, thank you so much if you stopped by to watch this. I appreciate you so very much. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment, make sure to subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell that guy that you know down the street that, hey, this guy is sometimes funny. It'd be awesome if you could. And, I appreciate you all so very much. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you so very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.